Hello everybody and welcome back to another My Porch Prints tutorials. This is Kyra and today we are continuing with our Build Your Own Junk Journal series where I'm going to be showing you how to create one journal from start to finish using just 5 tutorials. So if you haven't seen it already, our first video was 5 creative cover ideas where I showed you how to make the base cover for this journal. And today's video is going to be 5 things to add to your signatures. So we're going to be creating the signatures for our junk journal and filling them up with all sorts of really cool little goodies and ideas. If you are new to junk journaling and have never heard of a signature, it's basically just a group of papers that you fold in half, and these create sort of sections to your journal. All right. So obviously to create a signature, you're going to need paper. I am going to be using the pages and papers from the Heirloom Elegance kit. That junk journal kit will be linked down in the description box below for anyone interested, but you can use any pages or papers that you prefer. And I'm going to be creating 3 signatures for my journal today. You could create more if you wish. It really depends on how thick you want your journal to be. Maybe you want more writing space, so you might want more pages. Or if you're going to be doing a lot of decorating, you might want to leave some space in your journal, so you might want fewer. It really just depends. Typically, I add about 4 to 6 for a smaller journal. I'll add 4 to 6 pages per signature. For a larger journal, I might do 8 to 10. So this is going to be on the larger side. So basically I took the 22 papers that come with the kit and I'm just dividing them into a pile of 3. So I've got my 3 signatures here. And the first of the 5 creative things to add to your signatures is going to be coffee dyed papers. So coffee dyed papers are just regular 8.5 by 11 sheets of paper that you soak in coffee, and then you can bake them and they will get like a nice antique look to them. And you can make these on your own. We do have a tutorial. I will link it down below. Or you can buy them on Etsy, or you can actually buy some from our shop as a printable. If you want like a faux coffee dyed paper, anything will work. And my printer doesn't print borderless, so I have to cut the borders off of all of my pages, meaning my coffee dyed papers are a little bit bigger than my regular papers, but I kind of like that. It just adds a little bit more layering to them. And it's up to you where you want to put the coffee dyed papers. You could have them all together and that creates, you know, back-to-back pages of writing space, or you can kind of intersperse them throughout your other papers, which is what I did, just to add a little bit, again, more layering and things like that. And once you've got all of these base papers put together, these like, you know, large, just single sheets of paper, we can take the entire stack and fold it in half, and that is going to give you your signature. So it's just that simple, and we're going to go ahead and repeat that for all 3 signatures, or 4 or 5 or however many you decided to make. Again, for my journal today, I'm just making 3. So now that we have our signatures created, we can start to add things to them. So the second thing to add to your signature for today's video is going to be ephemera. Specifically, I want to talk about the folding ephemera inserts that we have available in our shop. And again, links to everything I mentioned in today's video will be down in the description box below. And this kit comes with a whole bunch of folding ephemera that is meant to be folded into signatures. So this is what they're designed to do. And we have various different sizes and shapes and cards. The styles are very neutral, so they should go with any journal you're making. And I do recommend printing them on cardstock. This is going to give them a little bit more stability. And I am going to show you kind of how to assemble these. So the ones that have like 4 pieces stuck together are meant to be folded over and then folded again. And that creates kind of a nice front and back. And then the larger pieces are meant to be glued together. So you're looking for similar letters and numbers. So that one was G1 and G2. These ones are F1 and F2. So you're looking for kind of like matching letters and then numbers 1 and 2, right? And if there is no number or letter, that means this is meant to be one singular piece. All right, so I'm going to show you a little bit of how to assemble these. If you feel confident, you can just skip ahead. But for anyone that's curious, this is how these work. So I'm going to start with the larger cards here that are meant to be glued back to back. So I'm just going to add glue all along the edges and the inside of the card like this. And then I'm going to glue these 2 pieces of paper back to back. just like this. Make sure all the edges are glued down nicely. And then we can fold it in half, and you can fold it either direction. Doesn't really matter, whichever one you like best will be fine. And then if you have a bone folder or a ruler or something like that, you can use that to make sure that you crease these really well. We don't want these uncreased because that's going to create more bulk to our signatures, and we're going to be adding a lot of stuff to our signatures today, so we want to make sure that these are as flat as possible. Okay, and then that is the first card done. Nice and easy. You've got both sides all decorated. Perfect. So for these ones here, we're going to be folding them in half like this, and then we're going to be folding them in half again, just kind of on that center line that splits the images, just like so. And then we're going to be opening this back up, and using glue, we're going to be adding glue all over the inside and then gluing it shut and refolding it again. And this again creates that double-sided ephemera piece so that there's no white showing and everything is decorative and it's ready to be folded into your signature. Now with these little ticket pieces, again, it's the same idea of folding it in half and folding it in half again, but there is this little piece in the center that is meant to be cut out to give these like a really cute little ticket shape. So that's easier to cut once you folded it in half like this. Then you can just kind of cut that little triangle out, and now you've got the nice ticket shape. And then just repeat the same process again, adding glue along the edges. Make sure you get those edges glued down really nicely, otherwise they might lift, so it's really important to get the glue close to the edge here. And then again, just folding it in half and making sure to get it nice and flat. And like the name suggests, these are folding ephemera inserts, so they are meant to just fold around the binding of your signature like this, and then they just become part of the signature that way, and they become part of the layers and the flips. And you can use these pieces on their own, or you can layer them together like this. And it's kind of just up to you how you want to layer things. There's a lot of pieces in this kit, but you could also print the kit out twice and have twice as much ephemera for all of your signatures, so it's kind of up to you. But it adds just a little bit more layering, some size difference here between pages and ephemera pieces, and just makes things look a little bit cuter. And something I would recommend is while you're adding these in, I wouldn't recommend putting them on the far outsides of the signature, but more towards the center of your signature. Just because the way that these fold, it's going to make your signature thicker if you add them towards the outside of it versus the inside. And you can kind of see that here. I did a little bit of a comparison between the one before and the one after. So if you want your signatures to not get too thick too quick, add them towards the inside. All right, moving on to the third idea here. The third thing to add into your signature is going to be doilies. So specifically, I like using paper doilies because they're nice and flat, and you can get them pretty cheaply. They come in many different styles and patterns and sizes. And again, they just add something kind of cute and elegant, kind of a fun shape to break up the monotony of rectangles in your signature. So you can just kind of wrap them around your signature. I like to use them again on the inside because it helps hold them with tension. If you want to add them to the outside of the signature, I would recommend gluing them down. They won't flip, but they will still add kind of a cute look without falling off. So that's one of the problems when you add things to the outside of a signature. There's no tension to hold it. So I would recommend putting the doilies either inside or gluing them down. And again, these come in different sizes and patterns, so you can also layer the doilies over one another, and that's kind of cute and fun. You could even dye them different colors. I do have a tutorial where I show how to coffee dye doilies, so if you're interested in that, that'll be linked down below as well, and that just gives them more of a darker antique color so that you'll get, a little bit more variation. We're just trying to add layers and variation to our signatures, so this is one way to do that. Also, you don't have to just use paper doilies. If you have fabric, you can use them. They might just be a little bit on the heavier side, and they may make your journal a little bit thicker. So, if you like having a really thick, messy, textured journal, this can be really fun. It's kind of just depends on the type of journal and the style that you want to implement. You may have to hunt down doilies that actually fit your journal so that they're not sticking out too much. I did go to an antique store and I found a big drawer of them for $25 25 cents. So, you know, go hunting around, see what you can find, make do with whatever you've got. But these can also be kind of a fun addition to your journal if you don't mind them being, you know, a little bit more artsy. The fourth idea for something to add to your signature would be book pages, and this can be antique book pages, it can be from your favorite book, it can be poetry, it can be dictionary pages or music like sheet music. You could use newspapers. If you feel bad about tearing up old books and papers though, we do have faux versions of these things in our shop where you can print out dictionary pages or ledgers or book pages. So we even have like an old newspaper listing. So if you're looking for something like that but don't want to tear up the books that you have, we do have options in our shop. And once you've decided where to get your book pages or whichever, you know, pages you're using here, you can decide if you want to tear the edges or leave them straight. It's kind of up to you. I like having a torn edge on some of mine, and you can fold them vertically or horizontally, whatever is your preference, and they can wrap around again either the side of your like the spine of your signature like this, or you can also fold them over the edge of the page. It's kind of up to you. If you fold them over the edge, you'll need to glue them down, but they can be nice for breaking up the monotony of like a blank sheet of paper like our coffee dyed pages here. So however you want to use them is fine, but they're kind of a nice creative addition to your signature. And the fifth and final idea for the things to add to your junk journal signatures are going to be envelopes. And envelopes come in many different styles. So I've got these ones here, which I believe are like CD case envelopes. And you can decorate these however you want. You can even coffee dye them to give them kind of an antique look. And these can be used as specimen cards or shakers or just pockets and envelopes, however you want to use them. And, you know, they can wrap around the spine of your signature like we've done with some of our other pieces today, but they can also wrap around the edges of your journal pages, and these can create like fun little layered flips. So you can pretty much add as many as you can fit. It's really up to you. You can do lots of cute configurations with them. It's kind of whatever you can come up with your imagination. And I've also got some of these brown envelopes which come in a larger and a smaller size. We do have these linked in our Amazon affiliate shop for anybody who's looking for some envelopes to use. These are really cute and handy for adding to your signatures to add like a little splash of warmth and color. And you can also layer the envelopes on top of one another like this to create like a different kind of flip. However, when I do this, I do like to glue them together so that they just kind of become one solid piece that I can use in my signature, and that kind of keeps the envelopes from like slipping around a little bit. I'm going to be using a tie-in method when I add these signatures to my journal, and while that is a very easy method, it's not always the most sturdy because it does use tension to hold things together. So sometimes gluing pieces together can make sure that they don't like accidentally slip around and fall out of a signature. So once I've got this full piece, then I can just wrap it around the spine of my signature, add it in, and I won't have to worry about it falling apart. Now, when you're adding envelopes in, these can get fairly thick fairly quick, so I like to add them to the outer edge of my pages rather than wrapping them around the spine, because that's going to keep your signature from getting too thick too quickly, especially if you're doing a lot of decorating. This just helps save space, and it's also kind of practical when you're adding like ephemera into the pockets of your envelopes. If they're wrapped around the spine, you kind of have to contort the pieces past the like curve of the spine of the journal, versus when they're on the outside of the page, they just kind of slide in easily. So I recommend wrapping them around the edge of the page instead of the spine. Now, I do have a few more ideas for how to add some texture to these signatures, so that's going to be the next video. However, you can see with what we've done so far, we've already got some really cute, thick, layered, interesting looking signatures. If you're somebody who just wants a lot of writing space and not a lot of decorating, this is pretty much all you would need to do to have a really cute junk journal that you can write in. If you want to make sure that your signatures aren't getting too thick as you're kind of filling them up, you can also take them and tuck them into the base that we made in the previous video, like the journal cover. And this will kind of give you an idea of how thick your signatures are getting, if you need to take some things out, or if you can add some more things in. We are going to be doing a tie-in method for this journal, which allows you to take things in and out really easily. There's also something called the brad binding method that you can use that will do the same thing. So if you have a forgiving binding method, you don't have to worry too much, but if you're sewing, it's nice to make sure that your signatures aren't too thick. And I do have one more little sneaky idea for how to decorate your signature if anyone is interested, which is going to be page tabs. So I grabbed these out of my scrap drawer, but you can use any of the page tabs that come with any of the kits. Most of our kits do. And these are just another way to add some layers and cute interest to your signatures. You can put them on the top or the side. Usually I like to kind of stagger mine. So for example, along the side of the page, I'll start at the top right corner, and then every page after that I'll just move the tab down a little bit, and then once I reach the bottom I'll start the process over. So kind of like a little bit of a pattern going on here to keep things looking clean. Just remember, if you add them to the side of your journal, you'll want to make sure you leave room if you're adding a tie closure, otherwise the tabs can get in the way of that. If you want to keep things really simple, you can just add it to the top of your journal instead, and you don't have to have any particular pattern. They can just be kind of messy if you'd like. You can add like labels to them if you have like something specific you want on your journal, like dates or days of the week or something like that, sections if you will. For my journal, I'm just going to add 4 tabs per signature, starting at the top right corner, and then I'll work my way towards the back left corner, if that makes sense. So feel free to pause right here on the video if you want to take a closer look at these and kind of see the way that I did them. The pattern's pretty simple. You don't have to think too hard about it if you don't want to. They'll look nice no matter what. They're just kind of a fun, like another way to add layers to your signature. But otherwise, that is going to finish up today's video. That was my 5 ideas for things to add to your junk journal signatures. Now they are basically ready to go into the journal. However, if you want to join me for the next video, I'm going to be showing you how to add some texture to these signatures to make them come alive and have a little bit more interest and fun things to touch and feel and all that good stuff. So make sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss out on that video. Thank you so much for crafting along with me in this Build Your Own Junk Journal series, and I will see you in the next tutorial. Bye!